Hi, my friends and family. My name's Trey, and I'm back with another reading in my series of readings from the beautiful Nag Hammadi Library. And I probably will encourage and include sacred wisdom texts from other traditions, or maybe make a different playlist for that, or either way. And so today, I'm reading a book that I really love, and it's just a really delight to read. And it doesn't have the gender confusion I was getting with the last one, because it's actually written from the divine feminine. So I'm pretty sure this is it's the voice of Christ Sophia speaking there, and but it's just a beautiful. The book is called Trimorphic Protonoia, and I have to give a peace sign out to Rob Bresney, a Jewish fellow sacred clown, I would say, the guy who does the free will astrology. And the day before Gavin Newsom declared lockdown, I intuitively knew it might be my last. I thought it might be my last chance. I flew to Kauai, and it was even more lockdown there. They had a curfew of 8 o'clock, and enforced by security and national security. And but I had my copy of this book, Pronoia is the Antidote to Paranoia, by Rob Bresney. And it's his theory that the universe is conspiring to shower him with blessings. And that book was making me laugh so much that not having any cannabis and the fear of the virus and all that was so strong and profound, and I hadn't done any research into it at all at that point. And that book was keeping me sane because he had so many hilarious, silly things that were really profound wisdom in that. So the word trimorphic makes you think it's three things morphing together and into this, blessing of creation. So this in this introduction by John D. Turner says, Trimorphic Protonoia, the three-formed divine first thought, is in its form Barbilotic treatise, which has undergone both Sethian and Christian revisions. It is roughly contemporaneous with the Apocryphon of John, which is another one I love. I'm considering reading that one. I love that book. It's on the longer side as well, which it resembles in some ways. The underlying basis of trimorphic protonoia can be seen in this series' consistent I am self-predicatory artitologies, in which protonoia recites her divine identity and role in the creation and salvation of the world. These are structured into an introductory, a first thought, a second thought, and a third. It is clear that the trimorphic protonoia has been secondarily Christianized, which of course might lead me to read some things that I don't like and try to correct them. So it goes into detail about creation and how it works. It's pretty good. I think you'll like it. Trimorphic protonoia. I am the protonoia, the thought that dwells in the light. I am the movement that dwells in the all, she in whom the all takes his stand, the firstborn among those who came to be, she who exists before the all. She Protonoia is called by 3 names, although she dwells alone, since she is perfect. I am invisible within the ineffable thing, within the thought of the invisible one. I am revealed in the immeasurable. I am revealed in the immeasurable, ineffable things. I am incomprehensible. Dwelling in the incomprehensible. I move in every creature. I am the life of the epinoia that dwells within every power and every eternal movement. And in invisible lights, and within the archons and angels and demons, and every soul dwelling in Tartaros, and in every material soul, I dwell in those who came to be. I move in everyone, and I delve in them all, into them all. Because she had to put up with creating it all. I walk uprightly, and those who sleep I awaken, and I am the sight of those who dwell in sleep. I am the invisible one within the all. It is I who counsel those who are hidden. Since I know the all that exists in it. That's why it's the mother that comes to save everyone. The Christ wisdom within. I am the invisible one within the all. It is I who counsel those who are hidden, since I know the all that exists in it. I am numberless but beyond everyone. I am immeasurable, ineffable, yet whenever I wish, I shall reveal myself of my own accord. I am the head of the all. It's like I sometimes sing in my cover of the Who song, Meet the New Boss. Same as the old boss. The sacred Christ, goddess Sophia, has been ruling everyone all along. I exist before the all, and I am the all, since I exist in everyone. I am a voice speaking softly. I exist from the first. I dwell within the silence that surrounds every one of them. And it is the hidden voice that dwells within me, within the incomprehensible, immeasurable thought, within the immeasurable silence. I descended to the mist of the underworld, and I shone down upon the darkness. It is I who poured forth the water. It is I who am hidden within the radiant waters. I am the one who gradually put forth the all by my thought. It is I who am laden with the voice. It is through me that gnosis comes forth. I dwell in the ineffable and unknowable ones. I am perception and knowledge, uttering a voice by means of thought. I am the real voice. I cry out in everyone, and they recognize it, the voice, since a seed indwells them. You know it's the real Christ Sophia's voice because you feel it. It feels real. It doesn't feel deceptive. I am the thought of the Father, and through me proceeded the voice. That is the knowledge of the everlasting things. I exist as thought for the all, being joined to the unknowable and incomprehensible thought. I revealed myself, yes, I among all those who recognize me. For it is I who am joined with everyone by virtue of the hidden thought and an exalted voice, and even a voice from the invisible thought. And it is immeasurable, since it dwells in the immeasurable one. It is a mystery. It is unrestrainable by the incomprehensible one. It is invisible to all those who are visible in the all. It is a light dwelling in light. It is we also alone have separated from the visible world, since we are saved by the hidden wisdom by means of the ineffable, measurable voice. You know, some of these are someone's interpretations of the fragment, and he who is hidden within us pays the tribute of his fruits to the water of life. Then the Son, who is perfect in every respect, that is the Word, who originated through that voice, who proceeded from the height, who has within him the name, who is a light. He is the Son, revealed, the everlasting things, and all the unknown were known. All the unknowns were known. Imagine that, an Anunnaki junior God who was only here to share the wisdom and not do anything to harm anyone at all. See, people don't believe that, but the facts remain the facts. I mean, check out the facts. And those things difficult to interpret and secret, he revealed. And as for those who dwell in silence with the first thought, he preached to them. And he revealed himself to those who dwell in darkness. And he showed himself to those who dwell in the abyss. And to those who dwell in hidden treasuries, he told ineffable mysteries. And he taught unrepeatable doctrines to all those who became sons of the light. Now the voice that originated from my thought exists as three permanences: the Father, the Mother, the Son. Now here, again, as I've said, this may be one of the few that actually tells you the truth as far as the gender pronouns. Existing perceptibly as speech, it voice has within it a word endowed with every glory, and it has three masculinities, three powers, and three names. They exist in the manner of three. And it shows three box shapes. I don't know what that means, if it's referring to the star tetrahedron. Three boxes, which are quadrangles, secretly within a silence of the ineffable one. If anybody wants to put any comments on the video, what you think that's in reference to, the Father, the Mother, and the Son. It is he alone who came to be, that is the Christ. And for me, I anointed him as the glory of the invisible Spirit with goodness. See, we're going to learn together here, folks. Now the three I established alone in every glory over the eons in the living water. That is the glory that surrounds him. And again, that was someone's interpretation of what it was referring to. And who came forth to the light of those exalted eons. And it is in glorious light that he firmly preserves. And he stood in his own light that surrounds him. That is the eye of the light. That gloriously shines on me. He perpetuated the Father of all the eons. Who am I? The thought of the Father, Protonoia. That is Barbello, the perfect glory, and the immeasurable, invisible one who is hidden. I am the image of the invisible Spirit, and it is through me that all took shape. And I am the mother as well as the light, which she has appointed as virgin. She who is called Meorothea, the incomprehensible womb, the unrestrainable and immeasurable voice. Then the perfect Son revealed himself to his eons who originated through him, and he revealed them and glorified them and gave them thrones and stood in the glory which he glorified himself. They blessed the perfect Son, the Christ, probably Yeshua, the only begotten God. And they gave glory, saying, He is the Son of God, the Son of God. It is He who is the Aeon of Aeons, beholding the Aeons which He begot. He escaped the death, the forced reincarnation. He became one with the Mother. For thou hast begotten by thine own desire. Therefore we glorify thee. Mao, o, ia, I, on, il, ia. The Aeon of Aeons, the Aeon which he gave. Then, moreover, the God was begotten, gave them the eons, a power of life on which they might rely. And he established them. The first eon he established over the first. Armidon, Noosa, Neos, Oromozel. The second he established over the second aeon. Phaonos, Aeonos, Orioel. The third over the aeon. Meleophenos, Laios, Daviathai. The fourth over the fourth, etc. Now those ions were begotten by the God who was begotten, the Christ, and these aeons received as well as gave glory. They were the first to appear, exalted in their thought. And each aeon gave myriads of glories within great untraceable lights, and they all together blessed the perfect Son, the God who was begotten. Then there came forth a word from the great light, Elilith. Of course, this was the Anunnaki God, and said, I am king, who belongs to chaos and belongs to the underworld. And at that instant his light appeared radiant and endowed with the epinoia. The power of the powers. You know, I'm not a historian here. I'm just trying to read and give you a little commentary. The powers of the powers did not entreat him, and likewise immediately there appeared the great demon who rules over the lowest part of the underworld and chaos. He has neither form nor perfection, but on the contrary, possesses the form of the glory of those begotten in the darkness. Now he is called Saklas, that is Samael, Yaldabaoth, he who has taken power, who has snatched it away from the innocent one, Sophia, who had earlier overpowered her, who is the light's epinoia, Sophia, who had descended her from whom he, Yaldabaoth, had come forth originally. In other words, She considered him a spiritual miscarriage, but he didn't die. And then he tried to take over the experiment. Now, when the Epinoia of the light realized that he, Yaldabaoth, had begged him, the light, for another order, even though he was lower than she said, "Grant me another order so that you may become for me a dwelling place, lest I dwell in disorder forever." And the order of the entire house of glory was agreed upon her word. A blessing was brought for her, and the higher order released it to her. And the great demon began to produce aeons in the likeness of the real aeons, except that he produced them out of his own power that he stole. Then I too revealed my voice secretly, saying, "Cease, desist, you who tread on matter, for behold, I am coming down to the world of mortals for the sake of my portion that was in that place from the time when the innocent Sophia was conquered, she who descended so that I might thwart their aim, which the one revealed by her appoints." And all were disturbed, each one who dwells in the house of the ignorant light. And the abyss trembled, and the arch generator of ignorance reigned over chaos in the underworld, and produced a man in my likeness. But he neither knew that one would become for him a sentence of disillusion, nor does he recognize the power in him. But now I have come down and reached down to chaos, and I was with my own who were in that place. I am hidden within them, empowering them and giving them shape. And from the first day until the day when I grant mighty power to those who are mine, I will reveal to myself those who have heard my mysteries. That is the sons of the light. I am the Father, and I shall tell you a mystery, ineffable and indivulgible by any mouth. Every bond I loosened from you, and the chains of the demons of the underworld I broke. These things which are bound on my members, restraining them, and the high walls of darkness I overthrew, and the secure gates of those pitiless ones I broke, and I smashed their bars. And the evil force and the one who beats you, and the one who hinders you, and the tyrant, and the adversary, and the one who is king, and the present enemy. Indeed, all these I explain to those who are mine, who are the sons of the light, in order that they might nullify them all, and be saved from all those bounds, and enter into the place which they were at first. And again, saved by gnosis, they come to rest. They came to peace through gnosis. I am the first one who descended on account of my portion which remains. That is the spirit that now dwells in the soul, from which I originated from the waters of life, and out of the immersion of the mysteries, and I spoke. In other words, the Christ was the first one they knew of that remembered the real truth, that we're all the same stuff, that I, together with the archons and the authorities, for I had gone down below their language, and I spoke my mysteries to my own, a hidden mystery, and the bonds and eternal oblivion were nullified. So this goes right back to the concept that Yeshua or Christ actually cut a hole in the forced reincarnation if you became pure enough that you could. And he astonished them. They fell on themselves, it says in the Pistis Sophia, when they tried to force him to terrify him. So, and I bore fruit in them. That is the thought of the unchanging eon in my house and their father. In other words, some people actually heard what he said. And I went down to those who were mine from the first, and I reached them and broke the first strands that enslaved them. And they were actually open enough to do the shadow work and listen to him, and he broke the psychological prison they were in their mind. Then every one of those who within me shone and prepared a pattern for those ineffable lights that are in me, within me. Amen. The discourse of Protonoia 1. I am the voice that appeared through my thought, for I am he who is syzygetic, since I am called the thought of the invisible one, since I am called the unchanging speech. I am called she who is syzygetic. I am a single one, female, since I am undefiled. I am the mother of the voice, speaking in many ways, completing the all. It is in me that knowledge dwells, the knowledge of things everlasting. It is I who speak within every creature, and I was known by the all. It is I who lift up the speech of the voice to the ears of those who have known me, that is the sons of the light. Now I have come the second time in the likeness of a female, and have spoken with them. And I shall tell them of the coming end of the aeon, and tell them of the beginning of the aeon to come, the one without change, the one in which our appearance will be changed. We shall be purified within those aeons, from which I revealed myself in the thought of the likeness of my masculinity. Does that mean the ascension? I settled among those who are worthy in the thought of my changeless aeon. For I shall tell you a mystery of this particular aeon, and tell you about the forces that are in it. The birth beckons, hour begets hour, the day begets day. The months made known as the month, time has gone round, succeeding time. This particular aeon was completed in this fashion, and it was estimated, and it was short, for it was a finger that just released a finger, and a joint that was separated from a joint. Then, when the great authorities knew that the time of fulfillment had appeared, just as in the pangs of the parturient, the time had drawn near, so also had the destruction approached. Altogether the elements trembled, and the fountains of the underworld and the ceilings of chaos shook, and a great fire shone within their midst. And the rocks in the earth were shaken like a reed shaken by the wind. And the lots of fate and those who apportion the domiciles were greatly disturbed over a great thunder. And the thrones of the powers were disturbed, since they were overturned. And their king were afraid. Their king was afraid. That's right, Lucifer was scared. And those who pursue fate paid with their allotment of visits to the path, and they said to the powers, what is this disturbance and this shaking that has come upon us through a voice belonging to the exalted speech? And our entire habitation has been shaken, and the entire circuit of our path of ascent has met with destruction. And the path upon which we go, which takes us up to the arch-generator of our birth, has ceased to be established for us. Is this referring to the establishment of the memory wipe system? Then the powers answered, saying, we too are at a loss about it, since we did not know what was responsible for it. But arise, let us go up to the arch-generator and ask him. And the powers... all gathered and went up to the arch-generator. Arch-genitor. And the archigenitor He said to the archigenitor, Where is your boasting in which you boast? Did we not hear you say, I am God, and I am your Father, and it is I who begot you, and there is no other God beside me? Now, behold, there has appeared a voice belonging to that invisible speech of the aeon, and which we know not, and we ourselves did not recognize to whom we belong. For that voice which we listen to is foreign to us, and we do not recognize it. We did not know whence it was. It came and put fear in our midst and weakening, and in the members of our arms. So now let us weep and mourn most bitterly. As for the furnace, let us make our entire flight before we are imprisoned perforce and taken down to the bosom of the underworld. See, the Gnostic scriptures actually tell you what's going on a lot of times. For already the slackening of our bondage has approached, and the times are cut short, from the days have shortened, and our time has been fulfilled, and the weeping of our destruction has approached us, so that we may be taken to that place we recognize. For as for our tree from which we grow, a fruit of ignorance is that which it has. A fruit of ignorance is what it has. And also its leaves. It has death that dwells in them, and darkness dwells under the shadow of its boughs. And it was in deceit and lust that we harvested it, this tree, through which ignorant chaos became for us a dwelling place. For behold, even he, the archigenitor of our birth, about whom we boast, who can wipe all of our memories, even he did not know this speech. He didn't know the word, the speech of Christ Sophia they heard. So now, O sons of the thought, listen to me, to the speech of the mother of your mercy, for you have become worthy of the mystery hidden from the beginning of the aeons, so that you might receive it. And the consummation of this particular aeon and of the evil life has approached, and there dawns the beginning of the aeon to come, which has no change forever. The beginning of the real age of actual humanity, not slavery. I am androgynous. I am mother, and I am father, since I copulate with myself. I copulated with myself and with those who love me, and it is through me alone that the all stands firm. I am the womb that gives shape to the all, by giving birth to the light that shines in splendor. I am the aeon to come. I am the fulfillment of the all, that is the me Rathia, the glory of the mother. I cast voiced speech into the ears of those who know me, and I am inviting you into the exalted perfect light. Moreover, for this light, when you enter it, you will be glorified by those who give glory, and those who enthrone will enthrone you. You will accept robes from those who give robes, and the Baptists will baptize you, and you will become gloriously glorious, the way you first were when you were light. And I hid myself in everyone and revealed myself within them. And every mind seeking me longed for me. For it is I who gave shape to the all when it had no form. And I transformed their forms into other forms until the time when a form will be given to the all. It is through me that the voice originated, and it is I who put the breath within my own. And I cast into them the eternally Holy Spirit, and I ascended and entered my light. I went up upon my branch and saw there among the sons of the holy light, and I withdrew to their dwelling place, which became glorious. I am the Word on Fate 2. I am the Word who dwells in the ineffable voice. I dwell in undefiled light, and a thought reveals itself perpetually through the great speech of the mother, although it is a male offspring that supports me as my foundation. And it, the speech, exists from the beginning and the foundation of the all. But there is a light that dwells hidden in silence. And it was first to come forth. When she, the mother, alone exists as silence, I alone am the Word ineffable. You'll find that word a lot in the Gnostic text because it's really hard to describe the original Creator. Unpolluted, immeasurable, inconceivable. It is the Word. The Word is a hidden light, bearing a fruit of life, pouring forth the living water from the invisible, unpolluted, immeasurable spring. That is the unreproducible voice of the glory of the mother, the glory of the offspring of God, a male virgin by virtue of a hidden intellect, that is, the silence hidden from the all, being unreproducible, an immeasurable light, the source of the all, the root of the entire aeon. It is the foundation that supports every movement of the eons that belong to the mighty glory. It is the foundation of every foundation. It just came back to me. I was just thinking that when they say word in the Gnostic text, it might be referring to the gift of speech, or writing, thought, speech. You know, the gift of communication, that we have this amazing ability, where these talking things, the ability to create. So it is the foundation that supports every movement of the aeons that belong to the mighty glory. It is the foundation of every foundation, and it is the breath of the powers. It is the eye of the three permanences, which exist as voice by virtue of thought. And it is a word by virtue of speech. It was sent to illume those who dwell in the darkness. Now behold, I will reveal to you my mysteries, since you are my fellow brethren, and you shall know them all. I told them all about my mysteries that exist in the incomprehensible, inexpressible aeons. I taught them the mysteries through the voice that exists within a perfect intellect. Or it might have been the ability to hear the voice. I became a foundation for the all, and I empowered them. The second time I came in the speech of my voice, I gave shape to those who took shape until their consummation. The third time I revealed myself to them in their tents as word, and I revealed myself in the likeness of their shape. And I wore everyone's garment, and I hid myself within them, and they did not know the one who empowers me. For I dwell within all the sovereignties and powers, and within the angels, and in every movement that exists in all matter. And I hid myself within them until I revealed myself to my brethren. And none of them, the powers, knew me. Could have been the archons, although it is I who work in them. Rather, they thought that the all was created by them. Yep. since they are ignorant, not knowing their root, the place in which they grew. Whenever these texts say powers, it often means archons, which is false rulers, Decepticon kings. I am the light that illuminates the all. I am the light that rejoices in my brethren. For I came down to the world of mortals on account of the spirit that remains in that which descended and came forth from the innocent Sophia. I came and I delivered, and I went to, where I'm some places which he had formerly gone, and I gave to him from the water of life, which strips him of the chaos that is in the uttermost darkness that exists inside the entire abyss, that is the thought of the corporeal, the body maybe, and the psychic. All these I put on, and I stripped him of it, and I put upon him a shining light. That is the knowledge of the thought of the fatherhood. And I delivered him to those who gave robes, Yaman, Elasso, Amani, and they covered him with the robe from the robes of the light. And I delivered him to the Baptists, and they baptized him. Michias, Mikchar, Menisintos, and they immersed him in the spring of the water of life. And one of my interpretations is that when these gods' names don't end with the EL, then they're probably not L. And I delivered him to those, they could be, but I'm guessing here. And I delivered him to those who enthrone Bariel, Nuithan, Sabinai, and they enthroned him from the throne of glory. And I delivered him to those who glorify Ariam, Elian, Fariel. See, that could have been some Anunnaki. And they glorified him with the glory of the fatherhood. And those who snatched away Cameliel. There's a dark one. Several dark gods, the servants of the great holy luminaries. And they took him into the light place of his fatherhood. And he received the 5 seals from the light of the mother, Protonoia. And it was granted him to partake of the mystery of knowledge, and he became a light in light. So now, when I was talking to some folks, I was dwelling in them in the form of each one. The archons thought that I was their Christ. Indeed, I dwell in everyone. See, this could have been, the mother, the original. Indeed, within those in whom I revealed myself as light, I eluded the archons. I am their beloved, for in that place I clothed myself as the son of the archigenitor, and I was like him until the end of his decree, which is the ignorance of chaos. Does this mean that she had to allow this cycle of hell on earth to go? And among the angels I revealed myself in their likenesses, and among the powers as if I were one of them, but among the sons of man as if I were a son of man, even though I am father of everyone. I hid myself within them all until I revealed myself among my members, which are mine. And I taught them about the ineffable ordinances and about the brethren, but they are inexpressible to every sovereignty and every ruling power except to the sons of the light alone. That is the ordinances of the Father. You see, I'm not sure how to interpret that. These are the glories that are higher than every glory. That is the 5 seals complete by virtue of intellect. once again, he who possesses the 5 seals of these particular names has stripped off the garments of ignorance and put on a shining light, and nothing will appear to him that belongs to the powers of the archons. Within those of this sort, darkness will dissolve and ignorance will die, and the thought of the creature which is scattered will present a single appearance, and dark chaos will dissolve, and all the incomprehensible powers of their mind control gadgets and attack weapons will not be able to touch him. Within all the different layers that they attack us, he will not be able to be perceived by these weapons until I reveal myself to all my fellow brethren, and until I gather together and all my fellow brethren within my eternal kingdom, and I proclaim to them the ineffable 5 seals, in order that I might abide in them, and they might also abide in me. As for me, I put on Jesus. I bore him from the cursed wood, and I established him in the dwelling places of his Father. I'd be curious as for you, if anyone out there thinks that this was someone other than Christ Sophia, or who this was who wrote this, said these words, the epinoia. And those who watch over their dwelling places did not recognize me, for I am unrestrainable together with my seed, and my seed, which is mine, I shall place into the holy light within an incomprehensible silence. Amen. On the discourse of the appearance, 3 Trimorphic Protonoia in 3 parts. A sacred scripture written by the Father with perfect knowledge. Christianized. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was fun to read and share. Let the eye know what you think of it, and enjoy your wisdom learning.